Hello, my name is Corinne Young, and I'm the Director of Graduate Studies at Franklin University, Switzerland. Thank you very much for your interest in our Master of Science in International Management program. Over the next few minutes, I would like to share with you information about the highlights of the program, the value of the program, and answer frequently asked questions. So once again, thank you for your interest, and I will begin the program now. I am happy to share with you some interesting and valuable facts about Franklin University, Switzerland. The first is that we are the only university in Switzerland and actually in the world that has double accreditation in Switzerland and in the United States. And we're very proud of this. As you know, both US education and Swiss education has a strong brand of excellence. Our master's education is leveraged by best practices in teaching online, in class, and actually on site of the client. We have worked with business professionals and educators to ensure that you will learn how to apply what you're learning and also how to be flexible and adaptable so you are able to do well in this very volatile world in which we live. We also design our programs in such a way that we support you in your individual learning goals. For many reasons, we believe that this keeps you interested and also allows you to apply very directly into the area that you would like to pursue. For example, you might be interested in doing something in the area of digital marketing in the fashion industry. So certainly that's something we can support you in doing. Also, with our new Department of Executive Education, we have partnered so that students will be speaking with managers, entrepreneurs, and executives in classes taught by leading experts. You'll actually be working side by side on projects, and we are bringing in, as I had mentioned before, top leaders in their fields. So this is a very exciting networking opportunity and also learning opportunity for you as a graduate student. One of the most exciting and valuable reasons for studying at Franklin University, Switzerland, is our location in the heart of Europe. We are in the Italian-speaking southern region of Switzerland. Lugano is Italian-speaking in the canton of Ticino. We're close to the Italian border, which means we're close to the city of Milan. We have 4 seasons here in Lugano. You might think that we would be cold, because we're in the Swiss Alps. We're actually a more moderate climate with the 4 seasons and with mild winters. Here at Franklin, you have the best of both worlds. First of all, you have the orderliness of the Swiss, their preciseness, and then you have also, by being in Ticino, the vibrancy of Italy, Italian culture, and Swiss in values. So it's just wonderful. We have food, language, and architecture that represent both Swiss and Italian cultures. There is no language barrier in the sense that you can get around Ticino and Lugano without speaking much Italian. And however, we would encourage you to learn Italian, at least enough to be able to order in a restaurant or ask for help or, just have a friendly conversation. It's not required, but strongly suggested, especially since our mission here at the University of Franklin is to develop, multicultural leaders, those who would be able to work across cultures. And one of the best ways to work across culture is to learn the other language. The city is medium-sized, yet it has plenty to do. We have cultural activities, festivals, outdoor activities here in Ticino and in Switzerland in general are outstanding. I mean, first of all, you can walk anywhere that you would like. You can also hike. There are wonderful hiking trails. You can also ski, not very far from here. You can get to a ski resort or a skiing area in probably an hour and 40 minutes on a train. And traveling throughout Europe is very easy on the train. And actually, some of the flights are quite inexpensive between European cities. So for us at Franklin, travel is really, really important. And we encourage you to take 2 weekends a month, or, 3 weekends every month and a half or two, to travel to places of interest to you, or to travel within Switzerland. So European life and Swiss life and Italian life are some of the things that you'll get to know more deeply. And I have been here at Franklin. This is my 7th year, and I absolutely love it. And I will tell you, after 7 years being an American, I haven't had a car, and I chose not to have a car because I can get around the city without any transportation problems because of public transportation. Oh, I'm so excited to begin telling you about our program. My colleagues and I, with the business community, have developed what we believe to be a cutting edge, very important program for the 21st century. What's needed in the world today is quite different than what was needed before. We need people who can work across cultures, people who can think creatively, people who are flexible, people who are committed to something bigger than themselves or something more than profit. We like profit, yet on the other hand, we believe in a stakeholder approach. So we basically have 3 learning blocks in our program. The first part of the learning block is called Leadership and Management, and it goes from August to December. And you will be in executive seminars, you will be in what seems like a traditional semester, although the course is not taught in a traditional manner. We are very experiential and applied in our approach, and want to make sure that you gain the mindsets and the competencies, and of course the knowledge, but most importantly, how to apply that knowledge. From January to May, we call this area Skills for Employment. And this is basically based on online courses in a specific area of your interest. We have 2 areas of interest, or 2 concentrations, one in responsible management and climate change, and the other in digital transformation. You will participate in online courses in that area, and we can individualize it a bit, in the sense that you may be looking at artificial intelligence, but you may want to do a specific area or a specific industry in artificial intelligence, and we'll guide you along that way. You will be having personal coaching as well as mentoring, and your faculty will be very close with you in the sense that we are open, the class is small, and therefore we are able to, access faculty very quickly, and faculty that teach here, like me, are devoted to your success and your growth. Then from May to the middle of July, you will have your experiential learning component. And if you're taking the concentration in climate change, you'll have a project-based type internships with the UN in Geneva. And if you are focusing on digital transformation, you will have some project-based internships in digital marketing, artificial intelligence, or big data. And at this point, it looks like will be collaborating with Deloitte, because there's an opportunity to work in the area of smart cities in Lugano. For those of you that are doing digital transformation, you will also have an opportunity to have what we call an intensive academic travel in Seoul, Korea. A little more detail about the emphases in responsible management and in climate change, and also the emphasis in digital transformation. So I'll start with the climate change aspect. As previously mentioned, you will work directly at the United Nations in Geneva through our partner, the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. In the spring semester, I said that you would have online courses and on-ground courses with a coach. And actually, this will be done through UNITAR, the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. And our partner there, his name is Jonas Hartel, an amazingly qualified professional, and he will be overseeing, along with one of our professors, your entire program during the spring semester and also during the practical experience in May to July. We really are strongly focused on a stakeholder model, so therefore in the need for applying systemic thinking to businesses and organizational solutions is critical. A stakeholder approach is one in which you consider all people, all organizations that are impacted by your decisions. And more today, we find that uh, these are global impacts, these decisions, not just local impacts. And so our commitment to developing responsible global leaders is very strong, and it is a part of our culture, and you will feel that part. So how do you get to become this responsible leader or move toward being a responsible leader? As previously discussed or mentioned, this practical experience at the UN. First of all, as I mentioned also earlier, you can take so many different approaches. What's going to happen is you're going to have an interest in a particular area, or the UN has, certain projects for students that they need help on, and we will try our best to match you to the right project, to the one that's most interesting to you, and one in which you will be able to give back and support the UN or one of the national or international organizations. You will also be throughout your career or your tenure at Franklin, working with leading professionals, which I mentioned in the executive seminars, but also we have a group of young professionals called the Global Shapers here in Lugano. And the Global Shapers are between 20 and 30 years of age. They're working professionals, and they are committed to working on a project each year for social impact. This is a part of the World Economic Forum network, so there are many chapters of Global Shapers around the world. So you'll have that opportunity for them to be with you both into mentoring program, as well as a part of your classes and participating in the executive seminars. So at the end of your program, if you started in August, you'll join a project team working on climate change, at the UN in Geneva. As I said, it's such an exciting um, adventure from my perspective, and also it's unique. Not I don't know of another university that can say you'll have a UN experience in your program, that you do not need to make sure that that is the case. We've done that for you. So majoring in the MSIM in responsible management and climate change is a very important program in today's world, because we all know that climate change is the number one global issue that is worrying most executives, um, most citizens, and most governments around the world. They may not move forward in moving to solve climate change, but we don't have a choice anymore. So I think this is an exciting and important program, should you select it. The Master of Science in International Management with the emphasis in digital transformation is also very important in today's world. And it's one of the reasons we've chosen it, along with climate change, to have our students focus so that they may go out into the world and be change makers. In the program, you will have access to the latest resources, and in some of the courses you'll be taking, you will earn certificates as well. You will be co-creating real solutions with leaders and executives from global organizations. For example, in your practical experience, it looks like for the year 2019 and 20, you will be working with Deloitte consulting firm here in Lugano and with the city of Lugano on something known as the um, City Project, the Living Lab for the City Project. And it is about smart cities. You'll be applying digital skills in the area of marketing, artificial intelligence, or big data analysis, depending on which area you tend to want to focus. Also, you will, as a member of the digital transformation concentration, you will be traveling to Seoul, Korea, for a 1 week intensive course or travel in the university. We are very, very committed to academic travel, which is what we would call course learning on travel. So you would be meeting with people at Samsung in Korea, as well as we have a partner, a university partner there, and they would be bringing in experts for you to learn from and work with their students. So I think the most important thing about this particular program is that we can't move fast enough, and it is lifelong learning for us and for you all as to how do we keep up with this, what are the ethics involved in digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and we want to make sure that as we talked about, or as I talked about, the stakeholder approach, we want to add that here as well in digital transformation, because when decisions are made, they impact others and more than, as I said, the bottom line, which of course we believe is important to do well in profitability, but we also believe it's important to consider your stakeholders when you're making such important decisions. And in digital transformation, there's a lot of unknown. We don't know what a particular new technology might create, what externalities might occur by using this. And of course, Facebook, Google, and others are examples of where it's a great idea, it works well, people like it. However, there's a dark side to it as well. So we would like for you who decide to emphasize in digital transformation to go out as responsible leaders who look at technology and big data and artificial intelligence and so on in a stakeholder approach that is ethical. So I think this program is also extremely timely and extremely important for the globe. Franklin does offer graduate student housing, and also there can be an opportunity if you would like to live off campus in an apartment. Our graduate dorm is the Alba residence, which is about a 15-minute walk, 10 to 15-minute walk from campus, and is directly across the street from the Lugano train station, which makes it a very uh, accessible location, and it's not very far from the centro or the city. The residence halls, you basically have a small studio apartment that includes a bathroom and a kitchen, a small living area, along with obviously a bed. And we also want to make sure that your learning experience sometimes extends beyond or does extend beyond what we do in class. And so if you want to choose to live near your classmates, then this is a good option to be in housing, because all of you, whoever is a graduate student that wants to live on campus, will be located on the top 2 floors of Alba. Also, just because we're on this slide, and Alba is the picture for the dorm you see, and then if you look down at the bottom, you'll see 2, 3, 4, 5 people with these very long horns, which are known as Alp horns. And this is the way that people used to communicate with one another across the Alps. The Swiss are very proud of this. And if you look around and see these beautiful buildings and a little crowd, this is our central square. our piazza in Lugano, and lots of restaurants and places to eat and have fun. And then this is oftentimes the location of many of our festivals and free concerts. So living in Lugano is a very exciting place to be, and also a very simple and safe place to be. This is the map of both of our College campus, which is our main campus, and our North campus. I'd like to show you where Alba is, which is if you go past and you see Da Vinci in the upper right-hand corner, just go down the road a bit and you'll see Alba with a little arrow. And then if you were to go further, if we to draw the map further, then you would see the train station and then down into the city center. So that's where the dormitory would be if you choose to live on campus. So you would then walking up from Alwood towards Da Vinci and past Iaroni and past the student life, and then get to College campus. This is where your classrooms would be, in the College campus main villa. Also, we have several places for eating on campus. We have gluten-free and vegetarian and vegan options. We also have, besides the grotto on the main campus, if you were to go back over to the North campus, we have a cafeteria. And then there are many places around campus and throughout Lugano where you may choose to eat or shop for groceries and food. And it's a beautiful campus, and I hope that we will be able to welcome you here sometime very soon. So, what do you need to do to apply to the management program? Well, you would create an account on our website where it says apply, and then you would begin uploading a resume or a curriculum vitae. You would need to have request two professional recommendations. One can be academic if you're just a recent graduate, and you would also need to have official transcripts uploaded. If you are not a native speaker and have not studied for uh, for many years in an English speaking environment, then we would need for you to show evidence of your capability in the English language, because it's very important, because in graduate school there's quite a bit of reading and writing, and obviously a great deal of teamwork as well. Obviously, you need a passport scanned and uploaded too. And once you've got those basics finished, then I will be contacted, and I will then, along with admissions, schedule an interview with you. And then we will have a conversation about why you want to come to Franklin, what you're looking for, what your professional and personal goals are, what you will be contributing to the cohort of students or the Franklin community if you should be selected. And also, we'll ask you what you're looking for, because equally important is what you need. And I want to make sure that what you need is something that we can give you. If you're applying for a fall semester, and you need a visa, you should complete your application no later than July 14th to make sure that you would have time to request a visa and enroll in the fall semester. If you're applying for the spring semester, please complete your application by October 31st, because it's also will give you time for visa processing. So all in all, I think a very simple application form and application process, and I look forward to hearing that I have an interview scheduled with you. Now we get to talk about what it costs to attend Franklin University, Switzerland. We are in Switzerland, which of course is a more expensive country than many countries that you might be coming from. However, the quality of life and the value of education is higher, I believe, than other parts of the world. You will and I'm not going to go through each area, but you can see that to support our mission of developing responsible leaders who will take action for the greater good, we have now a Responsible Leadership Scholarship, and it's a merit-based scholarship. To be eligible for this scholarship, you must be a citizen of the EU or an EEA citizen. We are looking for students who are mature, flexible, have an excellent academic record, and most importantly, have leadership potential in the field of either responsible management and climate change or digital transformation. The award is in the amount of 25% of the tuition fee. So 6,250 Swiss francs would be taken out of the fee that you owe us for your tuition. I encourage all of you who are eligible to please apply for this scholarship because you deserve it, and we will do our best. We have a committee that looks at the applications and decides who that we would like to um, give this scholarship, and there's more than one, who are the students that we believe deserve this scholarship. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope I have answered some of your questions and piqued your interest in applying to this particular program. It would be my distinct honor to guide you, teach you, and mentor you through either program, the Master of Science in International Management with Climate Change or the Master of Science in International Management in Digital Transformation. I strongly believe in this program and know that as a graduate of this program, you will learn to make a difference, and you will make a difference in your community, your company or organization, and therefore in the world. Thanks again. Our tuition for the entire program is 25,000 Swiss francs. The academic travel piece would be for those of you who are doing the climate change concentration, the many trips that you might take back and forth from Geneva, and possibly you can use some of the remaining money for a stay in Geneva. And then for those of you who are doing doing the digital transformation concentration, you all will travel for 1 week to Seoul, Korea, as I previously mentioned, for an academic travel. And it is intensive, very intensive, but that 2,300 francs would go toward your travel there. There are the housing numbers, Swiss health insurance, everybody must have it, especially non-Swiss, and different prices or price points for different age groups and nationalities. Meal plan is optional, and other expenses are, if you want to do a little bit of travel, what it might cost for your grocery store, your restaurants, and so on and so forth. And any questions about that, of course, we can answer, but we want to put it out there to you completely transparent as to the cost of studying and living in Switzerland.